And we are live. Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to our weekly meeting that we have at the Rose Meditation. Hi, Nono. How are
I'm
you?
good. And you?
Very, very good. Thank you. So, before we start the subject, I'd like to tell everyone that's watching us that we talk about some subjects, but they last. They are not just one thing at a week. And we are always a work in progress. We all are a work in progress. So, last time we had the detox, I was having 3, 4, sometimes 5 cups of coffee a day. And now I'm doing, because for me, the detox, for us, the detox is always a work in progress. I'm just taking 2 coffees a day, and I'm really happy about that.
Yes, yes. Okay. Next week I'll be with you.
Nice.
Okay.
Deal.
Deal.
And if you want to join us, come with us, just 2. And after that, maybe sometime later, just 1. That's going to be perfect.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Good. So let's go to the subject today. That's not detox, that's not coffee. It's about our techniques, the techniques that we use in this, that is the most ancestral training method in the world, right?
That's true.
And today we're going to talk about a subject that it's really catchy. It calls everyone's attention. That's the physical part of our practice. That's the body techniques that we call asanas. So today we're not going to talk about everything because it would be impossible. But we're going to talk about one characteristic of the execution of one part of our practice. That's asana. And we're going to talk about the permanence in the body position. So you want to explain a little bit more how it works?
Yes. So it is the most visible part of our classes. Not all classes have a part dedicated to asana. For example, if you are doing just a breath work class, the exercise will be breathing techniques. But of course, the teacher will suggest things related to the position to optimize the breathing exercise. Okay, but that's another talk, not for today.
And because you cannot do your breathing exercises, your meditation, or any other without your body, right?
It doesn't work, right? So that's why we are always remember, hey, double check your position, relax your shoulders, facial expression, and all of that. But going back to the topic, so asana, it is the most visible part of our classes. Many times you see asana mentioned in English as movement because the way that we like to teach the positions is the way that we assemble the position, the way that we hold the position, and the way that we return the position are equally important.
Right.
And I think that's one of the key elements of asana when comparing to other body exercises,
Right.
is how important it is the way that we get in, the way that we hold, and the time that we hold, and the way that we get out.
Right.
Okay. What else can I say? I always love asana.
You do.
Yes.
The same way I love the breathing exercises, Nuno loves the body practice. And there's nothing wrong with it.
No.
Like, we are different individuals and we like different parts of the practice. But all of them are important. That there's a reason they are there. There's a reason for the order of the techniques, and they are all amazing and beautiful. So you are a lover of this part of the practice. It's true.
And I think I can share my story behind asana and the body challenges. So during school, I was never a very good student in sports. So okay, not good. I never enjoyed the physical activity the way that it was taught.
Mhm.
Okay, not against. It was just
It was not your thing.
not my thing. I don't
Uh-huh.
know. There was something that didn't connect with me.
It wasn't your cup of tea.
Yeah, not my cup of tea. That's it. That's it. Yes. But then when I first did the Rose class,
Mhm.
it was my cup of tea,
Nice. It was your cup of chai.
my cup of chai. Yeah, there was more than skills.
Mhm.
There was more than competition. There
Mm,
was more than a lot of things.
mm.
So it just syntonized with me in
Mhm.
a way that I say, okay, I'm going to invest in this way of doing some body workout, very different from everything that I've learned in school. I was never an athlete, never did sports. I just did minimum things at school just
Yeah.
to attend the classes and nothing more. But then when I realized how asana was, it was just a match. Okay, it just connected with me. And it was a lot about, it was so many small things that made the difference for
Mhm.
me.
Mhm.
First one was competition was with myself.
Yeah.
Okay, not against others,
Mm.
not the group competing who's the best.
Mhm.
You do the class with your eyes closed. You don't know how the others are performing. That's lovely. And that inner dialogue when holding the position, it was so rich, and and I feel that I was growing as a person when doing that. For me, it was just lovely.
It's a complete different paradigm of working your body.
Hmm.
This is something that called my attention 30 years ago, 32 years ago. It's a completely different way of doing things. And I was in love with that as well. I really
Hmm.
loved doing the classes. I was doing like 4 classes a day if I could. I was really in love with the practice myself. And I really enjoy that. For me, there's no right and wrong, as
At all.
you were saying, but for me it made sense that I would do the techniques without having to warm up before,
Hmm.
and without going beyond my limits. And the reason behind that is that you need to have your body prepared all the time, because
Hmm.
if you are going to fall in the street, or if, I don't know, you have to run, or you need to stretch your body for some reason, you're not, in real life, you're not going to have time to warm up
At all.
before. So the preparation that your body needs to have, it's there all the time. And
Hmm.
I was like, oh my goodness, this is incredible. And
Yeah.
this was one of the things that caught my attention
Hmm.
back then.
And that detail, it is, it really connects with our roots. So if we
Mm,
imagine a practice that started 5,000 years ago,
mhm.
it will be the natural way of having your body in shape. It will be to run if needed, to
Exactly.
hide,
Exactly.
to carry heavy stuff or
Yes.
whatever. It will need something that it is structural for the needs of your day,
It's ready to be used.
ready to be used,
Hmm.
and not isolated just to have bigger biceps or something like that.
Hmm.
There's nothing wrong. I also do those exercises when we go to the gym. But the way that asana builds a solid structure for your body to
Hmm.
be flexible,
Hmm.
to have mobility, to be strong is just interesting. It's really in there, okay, inside.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's lovely. Yeah.
It reminded me of this time, I would say maybe 15 years ago. I was going down a slope with Professor DeRose, and he was maybe 70 at the time, or almost
Okay.
70. And we were going down to enter the car garage. And for some reason, he tripped and he fell. And it was like all the way down.
Mm-hmm.
And when he fell, he just turned his body and stood at the end of the fall. He
Uh-huh.
was just good. His body was prepared to that. So it's not something that we say, we do that, but at the end of the day, we don't.
Yeah.
I was impressed because he was almost 70 at the time, and
Mm-hmm.
he tripped. And when you trip going on your way down, it can be really bad, especially
It
for
can.
almost 70. And then he tripped, he brought his head, he turned, and I was like, are you okay? And he, okay, yeah, I'm good. And
Mm-hmm.
I was
You
really
can jaws on the floor. Whoa.
even myself, I was like, oh, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Because his body was prepared for that fall.
Mm-hmm.
That was amazing.
Yes, yes. And that body awareness is just great. And I think another important detail regarding our roots, how ancestral the practice is as well, is the early stretch in the day.
Yeah.
You know, when you wake up and you just stretch, feel that your spine is lengthening, you're increasing the space between your vertebrae, and you're done. And if you try to repeat, it doesn't work. You try to do 10 times, it only feels good the first time.
Yeah.
And if you can intentionally push a little bit longer the time of stretching, you're stretching early, like, I can do a little bit more.
Yeah.
So good, so good. And you push until you feel, okay, that's enough.
Yeah.
That's
And it's enough.
asana. That's how asana works, is that you do it once, you push the time of permanence until you know that's good.
Yeah.
Then when you return,
It's a natural way of doing.
yeah, and that's
moving
goddamn,
and
that's good.
working out your body. Meanwhile, I think I'm gonna do some permanence.
Mm-hmm.
So meanwhile we are talking, I'm gonna use the time to work a little bit more in my
Yeah,
permanence. Is that okay?
that's perfect. Yeah.
Nice, good, thank you.
And another thing that regarding asana, regarding permanence, and I would say comparing to other ways of working out, because the other ways are the most common ways. It's common sense to go to the gym to work out in a specific way. And one thing that I notice in our gym is how you know that the training program has a warm up, even if it's just walking, and a lot of people skip that.
Yeah.
You see people go straight to the
Machines.
machines, for example,
Yeah.
and the stretching is just a tiny little bit part, and it's just, I'm gonna do a stretching, kind of relaxing slash stretching, and that's enough.
Yeah.
And the importance is really squashed,
Yeah.
kind of really flat. And the thing is, I know that I can be stronger if I'm more flexible.
Yeah.
Flexibility unlocks a lot of your potential in strength. And if I'm not wrong, it was you that said in a course, in a choreography course years ago, saying to someone, saying, you need to improve your flexibility so you can leverage your strength.
Mhm.
And that is so connected. So that's why in our classes, you're going to have a little bit of both.
Yes.
And many exercises, they have both. They are working flexibility and strength at the same time.
Mhm.
So it is just a great combination of working your body.
Yeah, I agree. And there is this thing about doing the exercise without the warming up, because when you warm up, the chances of having any kind of accident, it's lower because your body is warm. So when you are doing the asanas, the traditional exercises, this ancient way of training, the other side of the coin is that you need to be aware. You're not gonna do that and something else. It's really usual. You go to the gym and people are talking to each other or listening to music or reading things in the phone. Meanwhile, they are doing the exercise. It's not gonna work for hours.
No.
First, because it's not something that we believe, like multitasking. If you're doing something, you should be
Focus on.
doing something. But at the same time, you need to be aware in order to respect your body limits. And it makes complete sense. Like, I'm going to respect the limits of my body. Otherwise, my body's going to scream and say, stop, 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 I need to recover. So when you are respecting your limits, respecting your body, you go to that point, okay, here I feel my muscles like stretching, but I can hold the position. So it means I'm working it, but I'm not hurting it. This is the magic point of our permanence. So we stay longer. We don't do repetitions because of what you just said about the morning stretch. It's just once, and then you keep the position, you hold the position, then you return and you change it. When you're doing that, you're gonna do the position and be inside your limit. Okay, I feel I'm working my body, I feel the stretch, but I can hold at this point, so I'm good. If I say, oh, I cannot hold, okay, just return a little bit. You don't have to just, okay, it's done. Just return. If you want to train for any reason, an exercise or a technique, keep that point where you can hold, and you're gonna know that this is going to be a good point of execution.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, and to add another element there, that is something that is more visible in flexibility when you are managing how much you can go, how further you can go in the flexibility, right? Like you're doing a position, let me see, with an extended leg, you're going down, and then suddenly your knee is flexing. It is saying your limit is here.
Yeah.
So that means keep the knee extended and see how far can you go and how can you manage to keep the knee extended and gradually go down. Okay, so you're talking with your body. You cannot do that talking with others, listening to a podcast or whatever. You will not listen to your knee saying, buddy, that's beyond the limit right now. Okay, I'm protecting you, so I'm flexing the knee. But then with strength, from the feedback that I have from my students, mostly from the newcomers, they say, yeah, that was difficult for me. I need to work out some strength. And I have to correct, no, you are already working out your strength. So even though you don't measure by pounds or kilos, when you lift weights, you measure the progress by the weight that you're putting into the exercise. With asana is with the resistance. That means the permanence, the time of permanence, that you hold the position and say, oh, now it's getting bigger. I can hold longer. I'm becoming stronger. And that's not so visible as when you work out with weights, but it's happening the same way.
Yeah.
Every time you train a position that requires strength, you are building strength.
Yeah.
You are becoming stronger because of that. And that's a common misinterpretation of strength in our classes. And sometimes I need to correct them. They say, oh, you're true. That's true. That's obvious.
And when we don't impose any limits in our body, it works way better. I just reminded of when I was giving classes at 7 a.m. in Brazil. Back in Brazil, I would say 2000. It was before you moved in, so I'd say 2015 to 2017, I
Mhm.
used to give classes. I think it was Monday and
Wednesday.
Wednesday, 7 a.m., 7 and 8 a.m. And a lot of people were like arriving and, oh, I'm so sleepy. Oh, I'm so sleepy all the time. So I had a technique that really worked, that we were going to do the plank position that
Mhm.
we call Chatuspadasana for 10 minutes. So every day we would start the class with a 10 minutes permanence in Chatuspadasana in the plank position. And all the newcomers were like, what are we going to do? Oh, I cannot. But less than a month later, everyone was able to do
Yeah.
the 10 minutes permanence.
Mhm.
This is building muscles. This is building strength. That's
Mhm.
what matters the most. Even though your muscles not like in an inflammation, so it's not swollen, your strength, that's what matters at the end of the day,
Mhm.
is there.
Yeah.
And I was like training with them, okay, we're gonna, even if it's hard for you, you're gonna hold the position 30 seconds longer than the previous class.
Mhm.
And then you create this
Progression.
progression. And everyone was so happy because everyone could do a 10 minutes
Mhm.
permanence. And as a perk, I didn't have anyone complaining about being sleepy at my 7 a.m. class.
Yes, at 7:10, everybody was
Really
ready
awake.
to rock.
That was a really good experience. I
Uh-huh.
really liked it.
Yeah.
And people didn't have any limitations of age, of weight, of, oh, I'm so weak, I cannot do. Oh yeah, you can.
Mhm.
You're weak, so you're thin. You have a really light weight, so it's going to be easier for you. Oh, okay, true. And everyone could do
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
I even had this guy that used to train with me. He would stay 30 minutes in the plank position.
Mhm.
Nivea, our
Yeah.
friend, she held the position for like
1 hour.
one
Yeah.
hour without doing any special training, just bringing the attention. That's
Mhm.
incredible. I
Yeah.
really like, even though the objective of the body positions is not building like muscles and etc. As I always say, the objective is to have a healthy body longer so you can keep your journey, your life journey in the best way possible. It works, and it
Mhm.
works fast. It's amazing
Yeah.
what the body techniques can do. And I really love the permanence because we
Mhm.
don't do the repetition. Why? I don't know. It's the way we were taught. It's the way it was used to be executed thousands of years ago. I don't
Yeah.
know why, but I know it works. And it's a really pleasurable way of moving, stretching, and strengthening your body.
Yes. Yes. And I also would like to give an example of the permanence and the repetition, which is almost implicit in forward flexions standing, because it's very common to see the newcomers doing that uh, kind of
Pushing,
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 pushing, pushing.
pushing.
Let me demonstrate, okay? It's quite common to see it in a class, the newcomer doing a forward flexion like this, down and
Yeah, yeah. The same thing
trying
here.
to get down, okay? But
Yeah,
when you think about that, you are actually putting stress into your muscles.
yes.
And the
You're
class is not,
warming up.
yeah, and the class is not about stressing the muscles. It's about, in a mindful way, work your muscles
Mm,
to flexibility or to strength or to
mhm,
mobility
mhm.
somehow, okay?
Yeah.
So instead, the way that we teach, instead of just going down, we're
Mhm.
going to first stretch, arms up, and then you bring your torso down and go as straight as possible to the limit. Then okay, you're gonna curve your spine. That's okay. And then you relax your arms, your shoulders, and your neck.
With a coordinated breathing exercise
Yes.
together, that's gonna work way better.
And then stay here, figuring out which muscles you need to relax to improve your flexibility. You will improve your flexibility with the time of permanence,
Yeah.
with this extension of time instead of putting stress. You're just relaxing and gaining flexibility.
Mhm.
And these examples are just great ways of a mindful way of working the body.
Yes.
Okay. And you're going to stay there how much? How much time? If you're in a group, okay, you're going to follow the suggestion of the teacher.
Yes.
But if it's by yourself, until it's comfortable.
Yeah. One thing that's important about, I'm just looking for my watch because I have a 3 p.m.
Me too.
alarm because it's the moment I do a personal mentalization. So this is why I'm looking at my telephone.
Done.
Okay, done. I just forgot what I was going to say because it changed. Oh, yeah. One important thing to pay attention when you're doing this, it's really important that you are awake and aware. Like, don't sleep doing those positions.
Yeah.
One of the characteristic of the body techniques is that you have to be awake and with your attention there to avoid any kind of accidents. Because you said, no, just the longer you can, not when you are sleeping.
Yeah.
When you are awake, this is important.
Yeah, that's why I kind of use the word mindful, so that you are always aware of what you're doing. Okay. And to complete, I forgot one thing. You are there holding the position for, if it's 30 seconds your limit, that's perfectly fine. But you are down there, and then you coordinate the movement up with inhalation. It's also part of the exercise. And here is when it finishes, not the 30 seconds hold down there. So you assemble, you stretch, you bend your torso forward, first with the spine straight, and then you curve the spine. Stay there, relax, figure out which muscles you need to relax more, breathe accordingly in the movement and in the permanence. That's okay. Return with the same awareness, moving up, and then it ends the exercise. It seems like a detail, but it's not. It makes such a big difference. And it's not just about the aesthetics. Is on the way down, sometimes I feel a tension on my back. Maybe today I don't go as far as I usually go. For example, you have a stiff neck and you haven't realized, and you're in the position, while you were assembling the position, you are aware, I think my neck needs a special attention. So today, I don't go as far as I'm used to. Today, I'll be more cautious. And this is gold for us.
Yeah.
For the body is amazing. And if you're not aware, you're going to miss that information. And then you say, I hurt my neck. And usually it's for lack of consciousness there.
True. Okay, I think that's it for today. We had such a rich conversation with a lot of information. Thank you, Nono. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. Special thanks for our cat that's here sleeping
behind the TV.
And see you next week. Have a mindful week.
Bye-bye. Kisses.